Hello, it's Lisa from Thinking, Feeling, Moving. I hope you're well. Today I'm going to give you a yoga therapy program which is all about relaxing the pelvic floor. Often we hear in the media a lot of information about the importance of having a strong or a tight pelvic floor. It's also important to have a pelvic floor that is able to be relaxed and is not over tight. The pelvic floor is like a bowl of muscles, different muscles, if you will, that help to support organs in your body, such as your bladder or your bowel. If you have a uterus, it helps to support your uterus, or also your prostate, if you have a prostate. It's very important for holding everything in place, and it's also very important for the ability to experience sexual pleasure. Sometimes people's pelvic floor is quite tight, so tight in fact that it is painful. It creates pain in the abdomen. So today's practice is all about learning to relax and to soften the pelvic floor. It would be an appropriate practice, say for somebody that has vaginismus, who has prostatitis, or perhaps for a trans woman who is using a dilator program, or if you're using dilators if you have vaginismus. We're going to be doing some breath work, and we'll be doing some yoga asana or different postures. We're going to learn how to connect the mind to the body. Let's talk a little bit about pain before we get into it. So people may experience pain in their bodies for all sorts of different reasons. Pain is very real and can have many different implications on different aspects of our lives. If you are experiencing pain, it is your body highlighting that something isn't quite right with you. And pain can be from an injury, certainly, and pain can also be caused by trauma and emotional pain. So if you are experiencing pain in these parts of your body, for sure, please see a psychotherapist or even a sexologist, because perhaps there needs to be some work that needs to be done around this other than what I'm just going to be showing you today. Okay, you will be needing some bolsters and pillows and some yoga bricks. If you don't have these in your home, then think laterally, yeah? So just use what you can. Okay. Let's begin. In this practice, nothing should hurt. And nothing should actually be feeling uncomfortable. That means in your physical body, and considering what might come up for you emotionally and mentally, particularly if you have experienced trauma. Please be kind to yourself and only go as far into an asana or a posture as you feel that you are comfortable to do so. And please feel free to skip out any of the practice that I'm about to show you, okay? Be kind to yourself, slow down. Doing this practice today compared to how you feel when you're doing the practice tomorrow or even yesterday can feel very, very different, because you are changing. So just do the practice as if you're doing it for the first time each time. Okay. Begin to notice the breath. If it's comfortable to close down your eyes, you can close your eyes. breathe in and out of the nostrils. Feeling the air move in and out of the nostrils. Smooth out any shakiness that you feel in the breath. Feel the air move through the nostrils, down the back of the throat and into the lungs. Connect to yourself. Observe the body through the breath. Observe how you're feeling on a physical level. Scan through your body. How you feel mentally, catching the thoughts in your mind, and how you're feeling emotionally today. Just observe. Set your intention for today's practice. Now moving over to a wall and sit down on a couple of stacked bolsters or yoga bricks. Bring your feet comfortably out to the sides. It may be here, here, or further apart, and tilt your pelvis forwards. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine as if your spine is being pulled in opposite directions, sitting up nice and tall. And we're going to take some deep breaths, letting out 3 sighs on the exhalation. With each exhalation, soften the belly. Inhale. Relax the muscles in the pelvis and the buttocks. Inhale. One more. Come back to the breath. Just notice the air moving in and out of the nostrils. Stay here, or if it feels comfortable to, bring your hands into the heart space, lean forwards, and we're going to press the elbows onto the insides of the knees, bringing the forearms to a horizontal position, just lengthening that stretch, only if it's comfortable to do so. And breathe. So this is an okay squat to do if you have any issues with your knees. If you do have healthy knees and ankles, feel free to come off the bolster so your buttocks is closer to the ground. In yoga, we observe how the body is feeling, the breath, and the mind chatter that unfolds with each asana that we do. Just observe. And release. Hands on knees to help yourself to come up. And standing nice and wide. Place the hands on the thighs to help you come forward with a flat back. I'm going to move over here so you can see in the mirror my back. So stay here. If it's comfortable to do so, you can put your tippy fingers on the ground, flat back, and breathe. If this is too much for you, then you can also do it against a wall. So you can't see the wall, but my hands were against the wall, yeah, to help support. Tilting your pelvis out away from the body. You should feel a slight tension in the back of the legs. That's okay. Remember, you shouldn't be feeling any pain. Breathe. If it's feeling okay, then come with me. Otherwise, stay here. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to bring the hands further back. Point the elbows behind and folding forwards. You should feel a deeper stretch in the back of the legs, breathing slowly with long exhalations. Stay here, or by pressing the hands into the mat, you can fold forwards a little further. Don't move into the area of strain or pain. Breathing slowly. Come back up halfway, resting breath. And now we're going to go a little from side to side. So give this a skip if it's too much for your ankles, okay? So we're just walking from side to side. Should feel a nice stretch on the adductor muscles, which is on the insides of the legs. Okay, so you have the option of either doing the squat that we just did before, or if it feels okay, aiming to keep your heels on the ground, you can put a rolled up blanket underneath the heels for support if the heels don't come down to the ground. Hands into the heart space, push the knees out to the sides and breathe. Long exhalations. Observing the breath, observing the stretch where you feel it in your body, perhaps around your lower back as well. Observe what comes up for you emotionally as well. Just observe. And release. So now we're going to sit on our bottoms and bring the soles of the feet together as close to the body as we can comfortably. Now, if you're out here or even here, that's okay, yeah? No problem. Some people might like to actually sit up on the edge of a pillow to lift the bottom higher than the feet. They might find it more comfortable. So you can see my legs a bit better. Place your hands around the feet and sit up tall. So rather than slouching, sitting up, and begin to fly your butterfly wings. Again, breathing slowly. And slowing it down. Looking in the mirror behind me, watch my back. So I'm not slouching, I'm sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. So I'm visualizing that my crown of my head moves in the opposite direction to my tailbone, which is on the ground. Inhale. Exhale, fold from the hips so my elbows begin to touch the insides of my legs as I fold forwards. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, folding forwards from the pelvis, no slouching. So my arms are beginning to press into my legs. Inhale. Exhale, folding forwards. Don't move into the area of strain or pain. If you observe your breathing or the body beginning to be a little bit shaky, then back it off a little, yeah? And then coming up. Use your hands to help your legs to come up, and we're going to step them quite wide now. As wide as is comfortable. You may just be about here, and that's okay. And it is still okay to sit up on the edge of a pillow if that's more comfortable for you. Or even place a couple of pillows underneath the backs of the knees here, if that's more comfortable for you. Keep your feet soft. Tilt the pelvis forward. And we're going to imagine that we're holding onto a big stick. Okay. Lift and lengthen the spine. Turn to the left foot. Exhale, reach. Stir the pot. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I like to visualize my muscles that I can feel being a little bit tense, turning on and off, visualizing that in my mind. Take the mind inside the body. Watch the breath. Let's go the other way now. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Can you observe how your range of motion may be getting a little bit bigger? Just observe. And release. Give your legs a little bit of a shake. Help them to come back up. Excuse me. For the next part of the practice, we're going to be lying down. And you can place a cushion underneath the head if you're more comfortable with that. Allow your knees to be floppy, your feet to be floppy. Okay, so I'm not here, just be floppy, yeah? Place your hands on the knees. Inhale. Exhale, gently squeeze the knees towards the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Allowing the legs to be relaxed. Drive with your arms. Now on the next exhalation, we're going to widen the legs. So the knees are going to be further apart. Again, the legs are floppy. And we're going to bring the elbows out to the sides now. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Again, only moving within the range of movement that's comfortable for you. Or perhaps you might be feeling emotionally tense. If that's the case, then just come back to the first version, yeah? That's okay. So now we're going to come into, which is like an upside down squat. So exhale, the knees are wide. And now we're going to pistol grip the big toes and gently pull the legs down and wide. Try to keep your bottom on the ground and your shins and calves more of like a vertical position. So this isn't so good, this is good, okay? And breathe. Long, slow exhalations. In fact, let's do 3 sighs here. Inhale. 2 more. By sighing, it helps to relax our vagus nerve, which helps with feelings of anxiety. Okay, if this is too much, sorry, I should have said before, you can just hold on to the insides of the thighs. So say, for example, your mobility is more like this, then that's okay too, yeah? Okay. So inhale, exhale, let's release the right foot. We're going to bring the right foot down to the ground and place the right hand just on the crease here, next to the front of the right hip. Stay here if this is quite a deep stretch for you. if it's feeling okay, we're going to slowly walk that or slide the right foot out away from the body if it feels comfortable to do so. And breathe. Nice, slow exhalations. Softening the muscles in your pelvic region. If you own a vagina, then visualize the muscles softening and relaxing in the vagina. Visualize, everybody can visualize the muscles in the pelvic floor softening, relaxing. Releasing pain on the out breath, releasing inflammation on the out breath. And release. Let's swap the legs over. So holding onto the right leg, going to release the left, let it go. Just touch the foot to the floor. Observe how you're feeling here. If it's feeling okay, then slide that leg out away from you. And breathe. You might just be to here, that's okay. Come back to the breath. Slow it down, smooth it out, and observe tension that you may be holding in the body, particularly around the area of the pelvis, softening the buttocks, the belly, the muscles around the thighs, muscles around your genitals. Letting go. And release. In the next pose, I'm just going to bring this back so you can see what I'm doing with my legs a little bit better. We're going to bring the right foot into the center line of the mat and place the left leg against the top of the right, and I'm pushing my left knee out away from the body, and I'm dorsiflexing my foot. If this is too much for you, then just you can just hook it, the foot over against the knee, and you can place a little pressure against that top leg, just a little pressure, okay? Breathe and hold. Slow exhalations. If this is enough of a stretch for you, stay here. If it's feeling okay, then we're going to, if you look down at your legs, you can see like a gap that is a triangle. We're going to reach through the gap. So either side of the bottom leg, lift the bottom leg, and we're going to hold on to the back of the leg and then lower ourselves back down again. And breathe. Again, take the mind into the body. Observe tension. Try to soften on the out breath. You might have realized perhaps when you breathe and you lengthen the exhalation, it helps the body to soften and to relax, which then allows you to go a little deeper in the stretch, perhaps. And change. So left foot on the ground and place the right foot against the top of the left thigh. Dorsiflex that right foot. Push the knee away and breathe. Observe how that feels. Lengthen the exhalation, soften through the pelvis. Stay here or come with me. Look at that triangle gap. Pick up the bottom leg and pull the legs in towards you. Come back to the breath. Lengthen the exhalations. And release. Walk your feet wide, feet wide, hip and knees wide, much wider than the hips, yeah? And the feet away this way as well. Bring the arms out to the sides. Inhale, exhale, twist the knees one way, head to the opposite direction. Should feel a nice stretch through the front side of the body. Inhale, exhale, knees one way, head to the other. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Come back to center. Grab a couple of cushions for either leg, or a couple of cushions for each leg. It's up to you. Look in them. I'll go up here so you can see what I'm doing in the mirror a bit better. And I'm going to get a pillow for the back of my head as well. Okay, so my heels are close to my buttocks and my feet are together. Cushion either side, very close to my legs. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. And I'm going to make a triangle shape with my thumbs and index fingers. Yeah, like this. Initially, sorry, I've got lots of bits of material for my trousers here. Place your hands underneath your navel. So here is my navel, my thumbs are just underneath my navel. And if you like, I'm going to do as well, put a little bit of support underneath the backs of the arms so that my arms can be relaxed. So hand into like a triangle shape, thumbs underneath the navel. The tips of my thumbs are connected. Tips of my index fingers are connected. Shoulders away from the ears. Come back to the breath. I'm just going to observe the feeling of the weight of my hands against my abdomen. Observe the gentle pressure. Smooth and slow the breathing. And now I'm going to observe the feeling of warmth of the palms of my hands against the abdomen. And as I notice this feeling of warmth, I'm going to visualize this warm energy is being passed through my abdomen to my whole abdominal area, including my pelvic floor, all of the muscles softening, like the experience of going into a warm bath and your muscles relaxing. So I'm going to visualize my muscles relaxing in my pelvic floor, tension just melting away. I'm going to visualize any inflammation in my whole abdominal area, including around my bladder, my bowel, around my genitals, all inflammation reducing, melting away. Coming back to the sensation of the tips of the index fingers and thumbs, I can notice how they very slightly separate, just even a millimetre or two each time I inhale, and then they reconnect on the exhalation. So I feel my abdomen rise and fall. And now I'm going to let my knees come out to the sides, supported by the cushions, soles of my feet together. Closing down my eyes and coming back to the breath. Feeling the tips of my thumbs, tips of my index fingers separating and coming back together. Observing the rise and fall of just the abdomen. Slow breaths. I can hear the sound of each inhalation and exhalation. I can notice the feeling of the incoming and outgoing breath. My body is simply breathing. Take the mind's eye into the crown of the head. remaining still with the body. Begin to soften the muscles around the eyes and in between the eyebrows. Softening the cheeks, jaw and tongue. Feeling the back of the head on the floor. Softening the throat, back of the neck, shoulders, biceps and triceps, elbows, forearms, wrists, backs of the hands, thumbs and fingers, palms of the hands, arms heavy, observing the rise and fall of the chest with the breath, how your breathing is slow, softening the muscles in the chest, releasing tension from the upper back. Feel it pressing into the earth. Turning off the muscles of the upper back, middle back, lower back, softening the belly, softening the muscles in the buttocks, relaxing the muscles of the pelvic floor and genitals, letting go. Turning off the muscles of the quadriceps, hamstrings, knees, shins, calves, ankles, soles of the feet and toes, legs heavy, whole body heavy, whole body heavy, calm, relaxed. come back to the breath. The body is breathing, watching the inhalation and exhalation. Observe that you're listening to the sound of my voice. And through the breath, reacquaint yourself with your body. Observe the feeling of calm, relaxation throughout your entire body. And observe how you feel at this moment. Observing any differences as to how you feel physically, emotionally, mentally, from when you first started your practice today. Just observe, no judgment. Perhaps recalling some of the attachments or aversions, the mind chatter that came up for you during your practice. Just observe that again, no judgment. Thank your body for allowing you to practice today. Remember that it's doing the best that it can and having appreciation for this. Begin to wriggle your fingers and toes and gently turn your head from side to side. Bring gentle movement into your neck. Inhale, raise your arms above your head, big stretch. Breathe in, sigh deeply and stretch however your body feels like it needs to move. No particular way. Roll over onto your right side and blink your eyes open here. Allow your eyes to refocus to the light in the room. And when you're ready, use your hands to help you to come up. Thank you for practicing with me today. So now that your body is nice and relaxed, by all means, it's a beautiful practice to help relax your pelvic floor to do on a daily basis. It would also be now a good time if you are doing dilator training. Now would be a good time to do your training if you're in that practice. If you have any questions, please send me a message either in the comments below under this video, or you can send me an email. My email address is lisa@thinkingfeelingmoving.com. So my website is thinkingfeelingmoving.com. I work with clients globally online. Okay, thank you again.